Hello and welcome to another episode of Wannabe Entrepreneur. Today I'm not alone. I have here Ionut. Hey Ionut, everything good?
Hello, Tiago. All good, and hello to all of your audience.
I've been doing a lot of experiments with Twitter. As you, the listeners, know, I've shared a lot of these results with you. And one thing that I've learned is that one of the most successful techniques for me was to actually interact with the community, interact with the tweets. And so basically, I always define a couple of hashtags that where my target users are, and then I just interact with the tweets. I answer them, and people normally either get curious and check out my profile, then end up following me, and that's how I was able to grow the Wannabe Entrepreneur Twitter account. In 7 days, I got like 70 new followers, and I thought, can I replicate this with someone else? So can I, have someone helping me out with my Twitter account, my Change It Twitter account, and and help me grow the Change It community. And that's where Ionut enters the play. Do you remember when I first told you about this project, Ionut?
It was around 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and I've become highly interested in it. And I've asked you if you need help, if you need someone to do that for you, to take care of your account, to try to gain some audience for you, and to attract more people to this app of yours.
But so to give a little bit of background, you're from Romania originally.
I'm from Romania, but at the moment I'm living in Germany, and I will live here for 2 years.
You're a student
Yeah. I came here to do my master's degree
in
in agrigenomics. It's basically genetics applied in agriculture, and I'll be studying in Kiel. That's in the north of the
Yeah.
Germany.
It's a nice city. We've been there.
We've been there. Yeah, great place. A bit cold though, but once you get used to it, all fine.
Yeah, true. I mean, Germany in general is quite cold.
Yeah, it's
would
also
say.
next to the Baltic Sea and to the North Sea. So
Yeah. And so the thing is, Ionut is a kind of guy that also loves computers. You love playing
since a young
video
age,
games.
yeah, I've been on the internet and on the
Yeah.
computer.
And you also love movies, old movies. You have like an absurd knowledge of old movies. Like, no, I don't know anyone else that has this knowledge.
I have to admit, yeah, I'm a huge lover of cinema.
How would you rate your computer level from 1 to 5? Being 5 like a software developer, and 1 a granny.
I would say I'm 3. I'm a 3, barely 3.5.
3.5. I would say 4 even. Because you're very tech savvy. You are not a coder, but
Yeah.
besides that, like you are able to torrent stuff. You are able to.
I have no prior studies or background in it. It's just what I've learned by myself. I'm a self-taught person in most of the things.
So when I was thinking about this project, I thought of you because, first of all, I know that you are also looking for a job. I know that you are very dedicated. So when you put your mind into something, you are going to do it.
It's till the end. Yeah. I don't stop.
You don't slack off. And I thought, okay, cool. I have here Ionut. He's free. He's spending 15 days here in Düsseldorf with us, and maybe can spend 1 hour. So I guess the initial proposal was 1 hour of work per day for 10 days, right?
Yeah, exactly. That makes up 10 hours in total.
Yeah. And we agree on the 10 euros per hour.
10 euros per hour. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So in the end, I invested 100 euros, and I've invested too much money in ads because normally the results are always terrible. So I invested in Twitter ads. There's also an episode about it if you want to learn more. And the results were never too good. And I thought, okay, Ionut, maybe you can do this for me. And I kind of show you what I did, right? I show you what hashtags you could use. And basically, sometimes I just answer a couple of tweets with I actually interest myself in the topic, and I read the tweets and I engage with the community. And then I told you when I first told you about this, did you think you could do it or what?
I thought that I could do it because I mean I've been browsing the internet before and I've joined discussions before, I've joined communities before, and one thing that I've learned when you join this kind of communities, no matter what sports community, whatever, you don't have to do off topic. Once you do off topic, you're immediately either kicked out or you will have a bad reputation on you.
You cannot be a spammer, right?
You can be a spammer. And what I've did when I took over your Twitter account. Basically, I've searched for relevant hashtags like climate crisis, climate action, global warming, climate change, and I've tried to go on the tweets which where I could add basically some knowledge of my own, like some to participate with, to bring something to that conversation, and I tried to link that with your app and with what you're doing, which is basically an app that will help people reduce their CO2 print.
What have you learned? So because we decided in the beginning, you told me, Tiago, I can do this in 2 days. I can do 5 hours now, 5 hours then. And then we decided that it would be better to do 1 per day, 1 hour per day, because then you could actually learn from the results. What have you learned?
That was a good choice. Yeah. Well, I've learned that you always have to be very specific with what you're going to comment there. And you need to be precise. People need to hear the relevant content of your project, or in your case, in your app, in 1 or 2 lines. They're not going to look further and to dive into it without being attracted by it. I have to really find the people that are into it.
But would you just like spam the link, or what was the most successful technique to answer these comments?
Empathize with the people.
Okay.
Empathize with the people and with their tweets.
Which kind of comments would you pick, first of all, or which kind of tweets would you pick? Did you have like something to decide? I know that you would go to an hashtag of climate change, and then would you just pick any tweet, or would you decide?
Depends. I mean, I would try to see if even that at the first glance would seem like a good tweet. I would check first if that's a real person account or if it's just a bot. Well, I can look at the number of the followers and of the number of the people that person is following, and I can see their tweet history.
Right.
And
you can see.
Yeah.
So if this person is following a lot of people, doesn't have a lot of followers, or if they only have some retweets, or they don't have their own content.
Yeah, it's definitely something off.
So those you'd skip, and then
I would skip.
The other ones you'd then read the message. Was there some kind of message that you would prefer, or any other message would do?
Activists, people who are really doing, I don't know, daily things to fight this and to change the situation. So I would go for those people in specific.
And then.
Or teachers, for example. I've seen a lot of
interesting
teachers having Twitter accounts, and I would go and comment on their tweets, or to some of the people that gave a like to one of my tweets. I would go and try to reach them by message, and
How would you formulate an answer? Like, what was a typical answer that you answered?
Basically,
because you also wrote a personalized one for each.
Yeah.
So it's not copy paste, right?
No.
So tell me about.
I'm trying to empathize, basically.
Yeah.
I'm trying to empathize, and I don't know. Let's say
maybe I can even fetch here some examples. So a tweet that says, "Let's strive towards carbon neutrality. You can help mitigate climate change by switching to green IT."
That's a good one. I clearly remember even now what I've said. I've said that. That sounds great, and here at Change It we are also striving to.
Yeah, you said that's what we are striving to achieve. We created an app that will help people reduce their CO2 footprint. Feel free to check it and let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, and what happened? We've got likes.
Yeah, we got 1 like. They liked it, and quite often people would also retweet. So I don't know if this account did this, but like. A lot of these activists retweeted your answer.
Yeah, and some of the times, you know what would also happen? we would receive messages for partnership.
True.
To
So yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. So you answer, you get a like, or you get a follow, and then you'd also sometimes send a message to them, right?
Send a message to them asking for a feedback, or I don't know if they really like what we are doing, if they can tweet about us, because the more people will know, the more successful
Yeah,
everything will be.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've got. I'll talk about the results in a second. I just want to ask what I think a lot of people might think, which is people don't like spam, right? And some of these questions, answers that you did, they could be considered spammy. Did we get any message of someone complaining?
uh 2 or 3 times, yeah, it happened.
What do you think of that?
It's a lesson. It's a mistake that you can learn from.
Yeah,
And I've learned my lesson.
but they're unavoidable. I would say there's always people
Yeah.
that don't like this.
Yeah, and at first glance they would just okay, look, this message seems blank.
Yeah.
Seems like it has no soul into it, and it's definitely a robot, a bot
Yeah.
behind it,
And I even
which
answered
wasn't
some
the
of them.
case. But
So what we used to do is that Ionut would do all the heavy lifting and getting people to reach out, and then I would answer them. And with these bots, one of them I answered, and they were completely fine. And we got a lot of feedback. So yeah, let's go into the results, because I think they are very very interesting. So this was 10 days and 100 euros. Do you know more or less how much followers we would get per day? So 1 hour of work.
well, it was in average per hour between 6 and 8 followers, I would
Yeah.
say.
Even more actually.
Even more in some days. And we started off with 37 followers, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah, correct.
And we ended up at the end of these 10 hours having 124 followers.
Yeah, so an average of 9 followers per day, so 1 hour of work. And we started with, as you said, with 37 followers, and we reached 124 followers. We don't have the number of retweets, but I would say at least 10 retweets, 10, 15 retweets,
And around the same number of messages.
and they're on the same number of messages, a lot of likes, many likes.
Many likes, yeah.
And you even got people to reach out in the Slack, in the Discord community, because on Change It we have a Discord community.
They joined, yeah, that's true.
So like I think 2 or 3 people joined, and now they are. One of them at least is very active, and he gave a lot of feedback, nice feedback for the app. So that's great. And also in terms of numbers, so if I check the numbers in terms of downloads, I can see that there was a change. There was not like a huge change, but it makes sense, right? Because even if you got roughly 100 followers, not everyone will right away install the app. But we did get a lot of messages of people saying I installed the app. So maybe 10 messages as well of people saying that they installed the app. I think the results were in general super positive, and it seems that it's consistently for 1 hour of work you always got 10 followers in average, but it didn't deviate. So if I would now invest another 100 euros, probably would get the same amount of followers,
or even more, because we started off with 37, right?
Yeah.
So this is just the beginning for your community, for everything.
Yeah. And one thing that I also did was, after an hour of work, I would also tweet something from Change It account, and I also got a lot of retweets. I could see also the traction increasing, the engagement increasing every day you worked. So did you like it? Did you like the experience?
Truly, a lot.
Is it something that you see yourself doing for others?
Yeah, I've always been passionate about writing, and here it's what I'm basically doing, mostly writing. And once again, I would like to mention, we never did copy paste.
Yeah.
No, it was all the time a unique message that would fit the respective topic.
Yeah. We tried to create a Fiverr profile for you, right? The Fiverr,
Yeah, we
Fiverr
did.
gig.
We did.
So yeah, if anyone has a community and wants to experiment this, wants to work with Ionut, you can. I will share his Fiverr profile in the description. And I mean, I can only recommend him. It's great. It's been great, working with him, and I will definitely work with him again. What would be if someone else was doing this now for their own accounts? What would be your like tips for them to be successful? Things that you've learned from your own experience. What are your tips?
Always try to be relevant and to empathize with people, and try to always give them a sense of ease, when they will read your message, because that's what people like, someone to empathize with them. It's what I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
Like if there will be a tweet where someone, look, we are fighting for this cause, we are fighting against climate change, we've planted today, I don't know, 100 trees.
Yeah.
And if I would go there with your Twitter account and write, that's amazing, we are delighted to hear about that, and look, we are also having an app which strives to fight against it.
Yeah.
They will totally empathize with us.
Yeah.
You need to find the
Common ground. Yeah.
and the proper audience for it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Ionut, thank you so much for working with me. It was a pleasure, and
For me as well.
your Fiverr account will be in the description. Your LinkedIn profile will be in the description. Try to pitch your gig to someone. If why would someone invest in you? What are the reasons?
Because I'm someone that's really serious.
Yeah.
About the thing that I'm doing. I'm really devoted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open-minded to suggestions, and I'll totally be 100% into it, not to disappoint the person.
Mm-hmm. And here in Wanna Be Entrepreneur, I also want to support other entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, people starting. So that's why I'm also doing this episode with you, not only because I want to share the results because they were very good, but also because I want to help you, and I also want everyone to work with you. I think it's totally worth it, and they will probably get more out of this than you. Thank you, Ionut.
Thanks for the invitation, Tiago.
This was another Wanna Be Entrepreneur. See you tomorrow.